Welcome, Renata, to our podcast. I'm very, very excited to be able to talk to you. And let's start with the first question. How did you start with that involvement in a spiritual world in reality?
Yeah, thank you, Rosh, first of all, for inviting me. So my story, or let's say my calling to spiritual world started really at young age. And I think most of children are really drawn to spiritual world or connected to it before they start going to school. So with me, it was like that I think I was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
Um, and I still remember how I asked my mom, what does it happen after we die?
Hmm.
Um, and she said, well, nothing. And I was like, how nothing? And she said, yeah, you just disappear, like there's nothing. And I wasn't satisfied with that answer. It just wasn't logical to me that like we just pop up from somewhere to this life, to this planet, and we go through so many experiences, through so many hardships, and we learn so many things, and then everything just disappears. So yeah, then I think I thought to myself, I will have to explore these topics more on my own. But yeah, this question stayed with me. And of course, then in life, there were different periods. But yeah, let's say it depends on which one do we focus. But
Of course.
it for sure started really at young age. Mm.
Fantastic. Yes. Oh my God. Your experience, is very similar to mine because um, okay, I'm 100 years older than you, so yeah, we just got the first TV, the black and white TV, and so on. My father was smuggling something and get some TV, and there was a half of the village um there watching, no, in a kitchen. So what was on the screen was a explosion of the nuclear bomb. Okay, and I was beside my mother, and I felt how she squeezed my hand, of the fear. I felt that fear, and then I asked, "Mommy, what's going on when we die?" She said, "Nothing, empty, nothing." And that was the same. That was for me. It was a trauma. For me, it was a trauma which I was healing when I started to realize that the death doesn't exist. Fantastic. And what were the first signs, for example, you would today, from your consciousness of today, how would you say what was the difference between you and the other children? So, that intuition and so on. Tell me something about it.
Um, well, it's funny because I think child doesn't really recognize us, what's the difference, he because he perceives his world as a normal world.
Yeah, of
So,
course.
so for me, my world was a normal world, but I just feel, and I always felt I had a strong intuition from young age.
Hmm.
um I didn't see any deceased loved ones or maybe deceased animals. But I has had this sense there has to be more to life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It really, to me, it just didn't. It wasn't logical. I mean, you know, how how does this system work? I mean, come on, you can just pop up and be here and disappear into nothing. And then I thought to myself, then what's the point to this life? You know,
Exactly.
why do we then why are we born and live this life and so on? But I think I had one intuition. It was yeah, it was kind of funny one because um my both parents died
Hmm.
in so at young age, but I remember that before my mom's death,
Yes.
um, me and my sister, I don't know who brought this topic up, but we were talking about how would it be if we were left alone, like without parents. And it's scary when you think about it now, but I think it was an intuition, yeah, intuitive thought that like uh, brought us this message. Um, Scary in some way, but I think this was intuition too, like kind of how to say a message you're not alone, even if something like that happens, you will be taken care of.
Yeah, because the children, whatever you do, they have. Well, everybody has, no, but let's say children which are much more pure, minds in that moment, are not influenced with of the civilization so much.
Yeah.
They bring the memory. There is memory there. It can't be. No, that's not right. Something's not right, and so on and so on. So yeah, intuition is just picking in the other side to the notebook of them or of the events you programmed for this life, something like that.
Yes, I believe that intuition is that gold thread that connects
Yeah,
us with our spiritual realm, with our soul. Because unfortunately or fortunately, when we are born into this beautiful planet, to this world, total spiritual amnesia happens, and
yeah, yeah,
where we were really excited before, then we're like, what the fuck is going on here?
yeah. And the thing is that in for example, there are so many theories. No, this loss of memory is artificial. Then what I heard from the our extraterrestrial friends, they said, no, 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 it's the level of development. You're not developed consciously enough to deal with all this. You have to become conscious. That openness, your consciousness has to be wide enough so you can start to deal with this.
Mhm.
And as they said, this would be the last generation without the memory. And then the memories starting to come about the past lives started to come spontaneously, in the next generation. Yeah.
Makes
So,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, how when that started to come to your mind that you would use your intuition to start to help people?
Oh, first, my idea was to enhance my intuition,
Yeah.
to use it more in like everyday life for myself. I
Okay.
never I never perceived myself how to say developed enough or whatever to do channelings, to do readings for other people. To
Yeah.
me, when I saw this in other people, I was really amazed, and to me it was
Yeah. Happens to
something,
everyone. Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
most amazing thing, you know. And then it was I think it will be 6 years this year.
Hmm.
Yeah, it will be 6 years in summer when I when I was called to a course of intuition.
Uh-huh.
It was funny because if I can explain this story, um, I was subscribed to email list of my now mentor and
Okay.
teacher, and I never opened her emails except for daily angelic messages, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And then one day in July, I accidentally opened the intuition course email. And I was so much drawn to it, but my logical mind was like, no, Renata, you can't have another project at the moment. You have too many things at
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
work. Like I was so busy, and I said, no, you just, it's no way. And I was still coming back to that email. And then it's funny. In this week, I went to a soul reading to some other lady,
Yeah.
and whole half an hour was about intuition. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I thought to myself, okay, this is it, Renata. No more overthinking. When you come home, you get to PC, you open the email, and you just respond, I would like to apply. Just this.
Yeah.
So I really did like that, but it was so funny because I think it was like 5-week course, and most of the time, because of my schedule and work, I couldn't attend. And when I asked my mentor about that, she said, "No problem, we'll have the recordings, you know." And I thought to myself, "Fuck, she really has the answer to my every question." And I said, "Okay." So I applied, and when I paid the course, I sat down at the kitchen table, and there was window open because it was in the middle of summer, and a little bird came flying into my apartment,
Oh my
and
God.
sat down. Yeah,
Goosebumps. Goosebumps. Yeah. Tell me.
sat down on the bed, and my first thought was, "Oh my God, how am I going to catch him?" You know, and then was like, what did he come to tell me? And at that moment, he looked at me. I mean, it looked at me and flew out.
That's
Yeah. So, and when I came to that course, my idea was still to use it for myself, but it became clear soon after that this is a course developed to be kind of therapist and perform readings for others. And at the last week, our mentor invited people, and we got clients, and we did sessions already. And it was, I was terrified, but it was one of the most experiences till that date in my life.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're a pharmacist, no?
Yes, I studied pharmacy. I think it was the like a perfect merge of in how to say, to occupy my mind enough, because I was, if someone ask himself like, how do you use or listen to intuition,
Yeah.
you have to remove the logical mind, but I was in my logical mind all the time before. So it was really interesting for process for me. So yeah, I studied pharmacy also because I wanted to help people. But yeah, quite early in that pharma and pharma jobs stage, I realized that people want to have quick fix. There are some that are more like, let's say, interested in the symptoms, not only to not only to treat the symptoms, but also to find out what's the cause behind all of this. So I'm more that kind of a pharmacist. So yeah, it was really interesting process and path for me. Also because of that, yeah.
I just when you said first time to me at the pharmacy, I immediately remembered, that how in 1920s the Rockefeller started to butcher the pharmacy or pharmaceutical approach of the healing with taking away all the natural remedies, everything, whatever it was not be able to be patented and sold, they took it away.
Yeah.
And then you were studying and thinking you are studying all the truth.
And my wish really behind this idea, let's study pharmacy, was I would like to study and learn about natural remedies. They were like this tiny
Yeah,
of natural remedies.
of course.
So it was interesting. My colleague of mine last time that we were talking mentioned that it's in the past where there was no ChatGPT, internet, and all the books. People had to rely on their intuition and their inner knowing. Also, as regards healing, which natural remedies to use, and so on. So I think it's like, okay, now it's 2025. It's like 70 years now that we lost this connection, this really strong connection that
Yeah,
also people had with nature, which was like
absolutely.
something totally normal and you know and it's essential to survive.
It's well, but the next stage is all this coming back
Yes,
because
I, I
we are
sense
all,
it. I
yeah,
know.
yeah, we are all one. We are all one with the planet, and the planet is part of us, and all is collaboration, all is working together because the pharmaceutical industry extracts some substance from some plant, and they think they did the miracle. No, that same plant has all the substances, additional substances, which would balance out any side effect. So, for example, tell me what's your let's say what's your way of helping, healing, advising people. How does it look? How?
Okay. Yeah, so I have let's say three options how I help people at the moment. One is Lemurian light healing. Um, and I love this kind of healing. It's basically these are spiritual activations and initiations to help person in this process of let's say spiritual awakening. Um,
Yeah.
so it's a healing, but I always add all the channeled messages that I receive for the person.
Hmm.
And it's amazing how many really practical messages, let's say practical advices. Because guides always say, um, you don't it you don't have to do this. It's just an advice how you would align your let's say life path or this current situation to your soul more.
Hmm.
And it's really amazing. This therapy is really individual, um, and also for me when I performed lots of them, but every time is something new. It's something like some new magic happens. So yeah, Lemurian healing, Lemurian light healing is this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also do soul readings and channeled messages.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is mediumship. And I also am in the process of preparing the fourth one, which will be a course on intuition. But this one will be in Slovenian language for now. And then
Okay,
let's say
of
we will
course.
also prepare it in English.
Um, yeah, I think all these things are so profound because every connection we can establish, because, you know, I think, okay, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think I come as a patient to you and we started to talk. And without knowing it, you connect me with my guides. So
Yeah.
if I start to put the logic, like sit down and shut up a bit, okay? Uh, and start to just to hear inside the thoughts, we start to recognize the difference in voice, which is not voice, no, which is the, let's say, the pattern of the thought is different. And we can realize, okay, that's not me. Let's listen to this. So, and also, we all have that. Many times when we try to decide things, we have that feeling in a plexus, in a solar plexus. And for example, many teachers say, yeah, if you feel all right when you ask yourself a question, then go with it. But when you feel rejections in your solar plexus, then rethink it, turn it over, and try to do it in the other way. That's
Mhm.
and that's in reality listening to intuition. And
Mhm.
that, for example, you are one of the people who are educating others how to use the intuition. From this point of view.
Yeah. And I always like to add that intuition is that silent, calm, neutral voice. It has no emotion to it.
No, but no judgment.
No judgment. No,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
judgment.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely no judgment. It's just peace. It's just like a fact,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And to that fact, that there it's just that. And then what happens in our body with all the body chemistry and then logical mind, what happens after that first thought?
hmm
It's us. It's fear, it's all the emotions that come and logical ideas why not to do something,
yeah,
because intuition is it's always leading us in the right way.
exactly.
It doesn't mean that it's gonna be easy. you know um, it's leading us out of our comfort zone, because everyone has a comfort zone at this moment. It's
Yeah,
expanding, it's changing, but at this moment, and it's leading you out of it. And of course, it's uncomfortable. Um, but if you train yourself to listen to that voice, to really be connected with yourself and with your intuition and act on it, I I'm sure you will lead the most amazing life
yeah. The
that
thing.
you can't imagine.
Okay, well, okay, my own sins. Okay, uh, I see how difficult it is to change the belief system. No, no, no. What I'm doing is right. No, I won't change now. No, no. But you have to. You have to. You have to do something different, because there is a stage in your life that it's just okay. This game is over. Let's go the new one. It's like in
Mhm.
theater. Now
Yeah.
every that there is another. There's a new, for example, a new poster on a door for the theater, and you still try to repeat Hamlet all the time, and
Yeah.
nobody. Yeah, nobody understand why he doesn't change. Yeah, it's like this because
We are
we
so attached.
yeah,
And also our identity, like our ego wants
yeah,
to
yeah,
be in that like
absolutely.
old identity.
Yeah.
But I think that, at least for me, it was like I remember realizing, I think I was like around 14, 15 years old.
Hmm.
Um, I was sitting in the morning at my bed, and I was so like out of energy, like zero energy, kind of depressed, overwhelmed with school, with everything. Of course, always wanted to be perfect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was sitting there for 15 minutes, and then I realized, I thought to myself, okay, Renata, so this is life. These are your cards. Um, if you don't like this as it is at this moment, you can get up and change something. Otherwise, nothing will change. And then of course, it was a long, long process, but step by step, you become, first of all, more aware of yourself, of your reactions, of your thoughts. And after you're aware, you can change something. And I always thought it's gonna be some big bang that will happen and everything will change. Well, no,
No, it's all
no,
little steps.
yes.
Yeah.
But when you look back, you just say
Then you
to
see it.
yourself, what an amazing journey.
Yeah,
And
exactly,
only you in yourself can really evaluate it, because
exactly.
you feel all the stages.
Yeah.
You went through all the stages, and this is the most, I mean, this life is really amazing. Can be really amazing.
For example, for the people to understand uh, your work in with the intuition, with the awakening of intuition.
Mhm.
Do you have any example, for example, for some interesting session with someone, which of course we will not name, but just as an example? Can I ask you that?
Okay. I have one really amazing example, but it's more connected to evidential mediumship. But
Doesn't matter.
anyway, it is intuition.
Mhm.
Um, Intuition that you use it. And for me, this story or this example is a way of showing how much the spiritual realm is present and wants to help, and is ready to help, eager to help when we first connect to it.
Mhm.
And this was, as I said, after evidential mediumship session. This lady came to me because she wanted to connect with her deceased grandma.
Okay.
And there was also her deceased grandpa present. And they presented themselves like her spiritual teachers.
Okay.
And they wanted to like train her to develop her intuition and her skills,
Uh-huh.
also her healing skills also. And the message was, ask us for a sign. Let's start to communicate. We are not lost, we are still here.
Yes, yes, yes.
And a few days after our session, she sent me a picture, a photo of a glass, that IKEA glass, like
Yeah,
the big one with like strong walls.
yeah.
um, it happened in the middle of the night. Nothing was falling. The glass was empty. It had no water inside, and the photo was like the glass went into two
Pieces.
half
Yeah.
identical halves, like straight. no other little pieces, just these two pieces. And she said she was so like left without words because, as I said, glass didn't fall anywhere.
Mhm.
It nothing fell on this glass. It just broke into two pieces, and it was like a message from their from her grandparents. And I thought to myself, oh my God, how amazing is this? That, I mean, how much energy does a spiritual world, or someone from spiritual world has to put in that some like physical evidence like this happens?
Yeah, and sometimes I think we are a stubborn idiots,
Yeah.
like you just come on, everything is showing to you. Do something, wake up, change, do that, do this. And in reality, now I saw some comments of the people, saying, now everybody's channeling, everybody's healing. Yeah, but that's the point. You help me, I help you.
True.
You have your own background where there are muddy spots. I have mine, but there are some spots which for you are muddy, and I see them clear.
Yes.
So I can I can call attention for this to you and you to me and so on, and that will be among everyone.
Yeah, and that's how we grow.
Yeah,
And also our individual experiences, and I see activations based on this. When you have an initiation or activation in yourself, or some parts that are already activated, you can help me to get them activated in myself.
exactly. The thing is that it's all about the collaboration. It's all about constructive building of the future. For example, I don't know, you feel the intuition one way, I feel it another way. So, okay, we can fight who's right, okay? But what if we take both claims, compare them, and learn from the difference?
Exactly.
Yeah. For example, the current society, all the past, was based on the competitive, you know, competition, 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 and that competition uh, changes to a war, to I don't know, to unhuman relations in a companies and so on, because everything it's important. It's the income. No, it's not. It's not because I don't know anyone who took any money in their grave. They didn't.
Yeah. The real gold that, or the real abundance that we have is the experiences, the processes that we went through.
Yeah,
Now I know that after we die, we don't just disappear.
of course.
We go to our spiritual realm. I mean, this life here, as much as it feels real, it really is just kind of a dream.
Yeah, it's an
The
illusion.
real,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the real world is the other one.
yeah.
And we take everything that we went through, that we managed, all the processes, all the feelings, emotions, we take to the other side. And then, of course, the story continues.
Yeah. That's they are beautifully said. Yes, it's like I don't know. What would you say to the people when they struggling with their reality? What would you say, for example, like in a few words?
Mhm.
Where to turn? Where to because people are. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Yeah, nobody knows what to do until you know.
Yeah. Well, for me, let's say my message at the moment is first to be aware that you have your power in your hands. Your life is your responsibility, but it is. You have free will, you get your cards, but the way how you play, it's on you. So you have all the power in your hands. Everything that you need is inside of you, or you will get, like you will have people coming to you, you will have opportunities, everything you will need, you will get, that you will really need.
Mm-hmm.
And where to turn inward, and see what's well, depends on in what stage is the person, but if something's bothering you, turn inside and see what's inside of you that you can change, that you can develop, that what old beliefs, limiting beliefs, other people projections, expectations, and so on and so on, you can put down, and really in that way you can come to your essence.
Yeah.
Because in this society, we were brought up in that way and educated in that way, that other people know best for ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
that government knows best,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
you know, and that we have to go like in a certain life path. You have to do this, and then, you know, you die, and this is kind of life. No, you make your own rules. Of course, there are rules that apply in this society and also in the 3D world.
Mm-hmm.
But always check with yourself, does this feel good for me? And does it feel right to do something, you know?
Yeah.
Because your inner voice will never ask you to harm someone, to judge anyone. It's just peace and love, basically.
Yeah.
And it always asks you to align with this soul's perspective. But we are so programmed that our soul's perspective sometimes is light years apart in our perception. So turn inward and focus, like really to be present in the moment. uh, Eliminate news, um, media, have your cell phone on do not disturb. Really be mindful how you channel and where you channel your energy.
Yes. Yes. It's like starting to being aware what's important in life. You are important. Because yeah, but I have to help others. Yeah, but in many times, all these people who help others, they do not help themselves
Mm,
because it's so difficult. And
yeah.
but when I help myself, okay, when I start to work on my growth, what happens? My frequency goes up, and as a consequence, all the people around me get contagious with all this frequency and started to grow too.
Yes.
And then it starts to build up each other up, and then just go this way, just can go up and up and up. Yeah.
Yeah, and in this way, don't even have to use words,
No, no,
words
no.
most of the time, you know, because the energies just
Talk.
align.
Yeah, talk to themselves. Yeah.
Of course, it's also can happen. I mean, it happens. It's normal part of the process that some people, like you part ways with some people, and you can be just grateful that they were a part of your experience, that you could learn from each other, and you just gratefully let go.
Yeah.
And let them go. You know, it's their life, it's their path. It's their free will and also their responsibility. And I have my own life.
Exactly. We all have. We are not. We are not different from each other. It's like if you imagine that fractal, I don't know, Mandelbrot or Julia image, you know, when you see that fractal particles, and you go inside and it's all the same, but it's just a little bit different, so it never repeats. And we are just fractals. You're a bit different than me. The other one is different, a bit different than us, and so on and so on. And it's, yeah, it just in reality, universe is beautiful. Okay.
I agree, totally agree.
So tell me, on what way people can contact you if they want to know more about you and seek your help.
Mhm. Well, at the moment, I think it's best if they find me on Instagram or Facebook.
Okay.
My website is in the process of building,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
solfi.se, I mean solfi.se, on Instagram and Facebook, and I will
Okay. I
start
will put. Okay, I will put in the description all these things, so it's clearly, the clear links will be clearly there. So I am so delighted to be able to talk to you, and I'm thanking you. I don't know. I I just love it. Okay, so
Thank you for the opportunity. It was a pleasure.
yeah, and this probably won't be the last. The last meeting we will have. It will be more, and there will be some other things and so on. So
And I hope
prepare.
you will be guest on your podcast too someday, because you have like you're like a living encyclopedia or of let's say spiritual world things.
Well, yes, it's a long time, so a lot of things came together. So I like, uh, when I was 6 years old, when I came out to play with the other children, I was coming there to the place where they were joining, no, and they said, "Ah, philosopher is coming," So I was talking stupidity all my life. Okay. um, Thank you very much, and really, really, be well, and I will you next time.
Yeah, thank you. Have a
Okay,
nice day.
thank you.